Honorable Chief Minister of Majoram, Honorable Minister of ICT and Education, Government of Majoram, Chief Secretary, and the DGP of Majoram, other senior officials, distinguished guests, esteemed member of academia and industry, delegates, friends, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me convey my heartfelt thanks to all the organizers of this conclave for inviting me to this vibrant and resilient land of Mizoram. It is my first visit. I'm really very happy to be here. This conclave, which has been organized with a vision and resolved by the Department of Information and Communication Technology, Government of Mizoram, in collaboration with GovConnect and 𝐂𝐸𝐿𝐴𝑍 Media, stand as a powerful testament to our collective ambitions and a shared vision to shape a digital, inclusive and empowered Bharat. And the theme for this conclave, which is weaving the digital future for 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐿 Bharat 2047, is both timely and visionary. It is so because as Bharat strides towards its centenary as an independent republic, we are called upon to imagine not just a developed Bharat, but a Bharat that is equitable, resilient, and globally competitive in every sense. And I think today's digital transformation conclave and the digital transformation, as we all know, is no longer just a catchphrase. Rather, I think it is the most critical enabler of inclusive growth, good governance, and economic resilience. And it is the thread that binds policy to practice, innovation to implementation, and people to opportunity. And the phrase, weaving the future, which is embedded in the theme of this conference, I think evokes not just technology, but a craftsmanship, an intentional, thoughtful, and participatory process that ensures no citizen, no community, and no corner of this country is left behind. Now, before I share my thoughts on how Bharat at a macro level is navigating this digital transformation, let me acknowledge Mizoram's critical role in this transformative journey. Mizoram, which is nestled in the lap of Northeast, has emerged not just as a geographical frontier, but also as a digital frontier. The state's ongoing efforts in embracing digital governance, expanding connectivity, and building digital literacy, which has been talked about by Mr. Sharma. I think despite all its challenging terrain, all these things which have taken place here are exemplary. Today, I think Mizoram, through its ambitions and innovation, stands as a beacon for other northeastern states and a microcosm of India's digital aspirations. And I am sure in the times to come, it will create a model for inclusive development that the rest of the country can learn from. Now, coming to the national macro level, I would like to say that we are at a defining juncture. Over the past decade, we have made unparalleled progress in building the backbone of a digital economy. Whether it is the JAM Trinity, as you all know, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar or mobile, to the unprecedented success of UPI, Bharat has not merely adopted digital framework, it has redefined them. And I think we are the leading nation as far as all these things are concerned in the world. Today, we are now home to the world's largest biometric identity system and the fastest growing fintech ecosystem and one of the most ambitious public digital infrastructure platform through India Stack. But our journey is far from complete. And as we look ahead to 2047, our digital ambitions needs to be expanded both in depth and reach, ensuring that the benefit of these transformations are felt by every Bharatiya, whether in the skyscrapers of the Mumbai or the villages of Champai. And as we move forward, according to me, our vision for 𝐓𝐶𝐺 Bharat 2047 needs to be grounded in 6 foundational pillars. First and foremost is the digital infrastructure and the connectivity. Today, connectivity is the new electricity. Every citizen needs to have an access to high-speed, reliable internet as a basic right. The Government of India's BharatNet and PM-WANI initiative aims precisely at this goal. bridging the urban-rural divide by saturating villages with fiber optic networks and public Wi-Fi. We must, however, envision a future where no classroom lacks a screen, no village lacks a sensor, and no district is left out of information superhighway. And we all need to do this. Second, we need to ensure digital universal literacy or a universal digital literacy. Access to technology is only one side of the coin. Ability to use is the other one. Digital empowerment requires that citizens, regardless of age or education, are equipped to use technology safely and effectively. And here, Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, Disha, and PM-WANI Disha have made strides. But we need a renewed focus on our tribal regions, women-led households, and senior citizens. And I'm sure we can do it. In a society which is undergoing rapid digitization, the digital illiterate are the new marginalized, and our collective responsibility is to see that no one is left behind. And third pillar, I think, is e-governance. And e-governance needs to evolve into intelligence governance, and that is very important. We just not confine ourselves on the digital forms. We need to go beyond these digital forms and start building anticipatory systems. That is AI-powered public service delivery mechanisms that are personalized, efficient, and inclusive. Some of the examples have been talked about by the industry representative here. The success of CoWIN, the DigiLocker, and MyGov portal has shown that what is possible when governance becomes smart, citizen-centric, and transparent. But more can be done, especially in local bodies and particularly in the state-level departments, where digital tools can reduce corruption, streamline workflows, and enhance responsiveness. The fourth, I think, is that we need to fuel innovation and entrepreneurship. Today, as you all know, Bharat is home to over 110 unicorns and a thriving startup ecosystem. But innovation must not remain confined to Bengaluru or Hyderabad. It should also sprout from Aizawl, Lunglei, and Sahiya. A Viksit Bharat 2047 should have an innovation corridor across the Northeast, where young minds find incubation, mentorship, funding, and global exposure. Schemes like Startup India and Stand Up India increasingly needs to reflect the needs and ideas of our smaller towns, tribal districts, and border areas. Fifth, we need to have a robust cybersecurity and trust architecture. This has been talked about earlier also. Our digital footprint grows. As they grow, so do the risks also. The rising number of cyber attacks, data breaches, and misinformation campaign, I think they are all a clarion call for robust cyber hygiene, legal safeguards, and ethical data governance. Our aim has to be to institutionalize resilience across critical infrastructure, financial systems, and personal data ecosystem. But technology alone will not suffice. Public awareness, school-level sensitization, and industry collaborations are necessary and essential. And I would also like to highlight a very important pillar, that's the sixth pillar of this, and the sixth dimension, that is sustainability and the green technology. And as Bharat becomes a digital giant, it also needs to become an ecological steward. Our digital future should be green and sustainable by design. From smart grids and e-vehicles to climate-tech startups and sensor-based farming, digital tools are indispensable to achieving our SDGs and net zero targets. The Northeast, which is blessed with biodiversity and traditional wisdom, can become a living lab for sustainable digital models that respects nature while empowering livelihoods. So ladies and gentlemen, as we move towards Viksit Bharat 2047, I would like to say that our journey has to be collaborative. No single ministry, industry, state, or institution can drive this transformation alone. We need a whole of government approach, a whole of society approach. States need to be not mere implementers, but also co-creators. Industry should not just make profits from technology, but democratize it, and it is very essential. especially the big techs who are present over here in this room. I think democratization of technology is extremely essential, particularly in the era of artificial intelligence, so that it doesn't create more digital divide rather than aim to fulfill it or to lessen it. Academia should not just teach about the future, it needs to help building it. And most importantly, civil society and citizens need to be at the heart of this revolution, empowered to demand, participate in, and shape the digital India of tomorrow. And I think in this regard, events like this are not just ceremonial, they are catalytic. They bring together all the policymakers, technologists, entrepreneurs, civil servants, citizens into one room to listen, to learn, and to lead. That they remind us that transformation is not just a vertical mandate, but a horizontal opportunity. And they allow us to reflect on what truly matters, that is not the speed of our servers, but the strength of our society, not just the reach of our networks, but the richness of our nation's aspirations. And as we look forward to the deliberations over the course of today's event, I'm sure we will get to hear the boldest of the ideas and also the deepest concerns of this journey. So let us discuss not just the latest gadgets, but also the oldest gaps between rich and poor, rural and urban. Let us also explore how blockchain can make land records fairer, how AI can enhance learning outcomes in the tribal schools, how satellite connectivity can bring real-time diagnostics to remote health centers, and how digital ID can empower seasonal migrants to access welfare without barriers. And before I conclude, I would like to remind particularly to the youth of this region and also I think the youth across the nation that they are not just beneficiaries of Digital Bharat, they are its builders. Your code can solve traffic congestions, your app can predict floods, your drone can deliver vaccines, your imagination can rewrite the story of this country, and your innovation can touch the last child, the last hilltop, and the last hand in the need. And to conclude, I would like to say that as we look to the road to 2047, let us remember that digital future is not a destination, it is a daily choice. A choice to innovate inclusively, a choice to govern transparently, a choice to empower meaningfully, and a choice to unite rather than divide. It is up to us what choices we make in this journey. I think I'll stop here and thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you very much for inviting me.